so the exercises that we're going to work on today are specifically going to target the glutes and hamstrings. Many of these exercises are weighted to help build the muscles and create a nice rounded butt and strong hamstrings. Hey you guys, so everyone's kind of talking about this whole underbutt thing, that kind of glute ham tie-in, which we all know you have to have a super clean diet because that's really a super hard area on most women to actually be able to see that unless you're like training to do a show. A lot of the times all we can do is really just strengthen and try to build that area up, but the key with that is just a super, super clean diet, good cardio, really just making sure that, you know, we're not eating a ton of sugar and really watching our diet. So let's go through these 7 exercises today that are really going to kind of isolate and focus on that kind of hamstring glute area. Okay, our first exercise, we're going to do the barbell glute bridge. I'm going to show you this without any weight, just because beginners, you probably don't need to be using a barbell quite yet. You might want to wait until you kind of get used to doing this. It takes a lot of hip extension, but this is one of the highest glute activation exercises there is, so we cannot include this one. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to lay on the ground. Sometimes people will do this on the box. I prefer doing it on the ground. We're just going to have our feet flat on the ground. Our hands are going to be out. You're going to think about keeping your heels as close to your butt as possible. You want to think about pushing through your heels and squeeze your glutes into a full extension. So hopefully you can see good from here. Let me get my hair tucked under. Okay, so we're just going to lift and really think about just trying to get a straight line from here to there. So really just pushing those glutes and relaxing. So my beginners, this is what I want you to do. Just focusing on squeezing the glutes, getting a straight line here, really opening the hips. So maybe 12 to 15 reps. You can rest. Once you've done that, I want you to go into a second and third round of that. So for the more advanced, you can grab a barbell, depending on how much weight you want to use. I'm not going super heavy, just for demonstration purposes. I just have a light towel here. Or I have a towel here just to kind of help with, so it doesn't dig into my hips. Okay, so once again, our feet are just about shoulder width apart, super close to the backs of my butt. And I'm just going to press up and lower down. Pressing and squeezing my glute and lowering back down. I just give a little tap on the ground, lower back down. Pressing those glutes, you could do maybe a 5-second hold at the top and press down. All right, great little exercise to kind of get everything fired and going. Okay, so let's get this thing out of the way. All right, stay. Number 2. Shrimp squat. A lot of people probably are not even sure what that is, but these are really good. I would say probably the best way to do this is with a weight because it helps with the counterbalance. I'm actually going to keep a mat down because you may tap your knee on the ground with these. So I would just take maybe an 8-pound weight. You're going to balance on one foot. You're going to bring your arm out straight and you're just going to lower and tap that knee to the ground. Really sitting back, driving through that glute to bring you back up to a standing position. These take a lot of glute power. All right, so maybe 12 to 15 on each side. This side's a little bit tougher for me. Sometimes we have a side that's a little weaker, but still push through and make that other side work. And press up. Whew, those are really, really tough, but really good. Absolutely are going to isolate that area. Next, we're going to go into a reverse lunge with a kick. So I have however much weight you want to use. We're going to start with our feet shoulder width apart. You're just going to step back into your reverse lunge, and then you're just going to go straight into a kick. Right into that reverse lunge, kick up. And with these, I really think about sitting back through my glute, really sitting back and kicking up to hit the other glute. So sitting back through my heel and then kicking up. Because that one's really going to isolate from that other side. So if I'm stepping back here, this is where I'm really going to sit back through that glute, and then I'm going to kick and isolate the other glute. So here and here. All right, next we're going to go into a Bulgarian split squat. Some of my favorites. The key with this is making sure your foot is not out too far. Otherwise, you're going to start more hitting more of the quad. So, foot on the bench, front foot is in fairly close. I like to bring my plate up to keep my head straight, because that keeps me going straight down, and I'm pressing up. So I'm just dropping my knee to the ground. I do a little touch, and then I press through my heels as I'm coming straight back up. All right, 12 to 15 on each side. All right, step up. All right, so this is a little bit of a two-parter here. So with these, what I like to do, we'll just grab, well, for the first one, I usually go a little bit heavier. So for the step up, I usually go a little heavier. And with these, I always think about leaning forward slightly before I step up, because I feel like that engages my glute a little bit more. I just slightly lean before I step up. So once I finish my 15 on one particular leg, I will just set my weights down, and then I immediately go into a toe tap. So from here, I just think there's a hot plate on the ground, and I stay on that same leg and I just burn it out with 15 of these. So it's already on fire from using all the weight. Now you just go right into a body weight. Whew. So what that looks like from here is I'm just tapping the ground. I'm not stopping and doing this. I'm pointing my toe, I'm barely tapping, and I'm back up, fully extending through my hips and up. Whew. All right, that was exercise 5, kind of a two-parter. Single leg squat, another one of my favorites. I am a huge advocate of unilateral or one leg training, especially for legs. All right, so with these, you're going to think about dropping straight down, sitting back and pressing up. Sit back and press up. So from the side, you'll see that I am sitting back and pressing up. I'm not leaning forward at all. This is all about sitting back and making that glute and hamstring literally do all of the work. And press. Whew, 12 to 15 each leg. Rest and do your other reps. I love those. Those are probably one of the best exercises. Okay, number 7, low weighted prisoner get-up jumps. Okay, so this is kind of the final little burnout. You can grab some dumbbells. So we're just going to go into a low prisoner get-up, which would be here, and then you're going to jump, and we're going to go back down. So try to alternate your legs each time. Staying low, explosively popping up. And jump. Whew. So the key with that one is always trying to stay low and explosively jumping up. 15 rounds, 15 reps, 3 rounds. All right, you guys, 7 great exercises that are really gonna focus on that under butt area. Once again, remember, clean diet, consistent workout program, lots of good sleep, lots of water, all that stuff you're hearing about all the time. Thanks for joining me today. Hit the like button, subscribe. Leave a comment below if there's any videos you haven't seen yet you'd like to get from us. And thanks for joining me today.